All right, welcome to another upside down edition of Bible Craft Time. This is yesterday's verse because I forgot to film it, but we're going to have some fun with some different art techniques on this one, or ideas. All right. So your verse, this is what I chose to do initially for mine. I had some texture paste and some stencils. So these are bricks. And then I had another stencil as just like a natural rock wall. If you want to make your own texture paste, you can combine baking soda and acrylic paint, and that will give you a little bit of a texture. Or sand and acrylic paint, anything that you can like kind of glue and paint down to make texture if you want. This background, Scribble Scrabble. I will show you that in a minute. Excuse me. Our verse was 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 8 through 9. And I've got Sweet Child here writing it down into his journal. I chose to write a lot more words on mine because I love the whole picture of this. It says, "But you are a chosen group, a kingdom of priests, a holy nation, a people to be a personal possession, to sing praises of God." I'm sorry, I misspoke. A personal possession to sing praises of God, who called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light. Now, you can kind of see I went back over some of the words that seemed important to me with a Sharpie, and I made them darker. I made them stand out. Darling is almost done with that bit. In this version, I used gold paint to kind of highlight some of the words that I liked, because to me, highlighting that made it look similar to the bricks. So your next step is to write over some of those words that remind you of God. So I'm going to use my highlighter. I'm going to say, he is the living stone, rejected by people, but chosen by God and precious to him. Set yourselves close to him so that you may be living stones making a spiritual house, as a holy priesthood to offer sacrifices made acceptable to God through Jesus Christ. As scripture says, "Now I am laying a stone in Zion, a chosen, precious cornerstone, and no one who relies on it will be brought to disgrace." To you believers, it brings honor. But for unbelievers, it is rather a stone which the builders rejected, that became a cornerstone. Cornerstones were super important for building things back in the day. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So the builders rejected, that became a cornerstone, a stumbling stone of rock to trip people up. They stumble over it because they do not believe in the word. But, and this is our verses that we're focusing on, you are a chosen group, a kingdom of priests, a holy nation.
Can I add a little yay?
A people to be a personal possession, to sing praises of God who called you out of the darkness and into his wonderful light. Yes, you may add a yay. My pink highlighter is draining of batteries there a little bit, low on juice. All right, when you're done with your yay, go and highlight some of your words. They can be some of the same words that you copied over in the Sharpie, or they can be different words. I had a group, or you can choose yellow if you want. I might want to just do some extras in here. It brings honor because I'm gonna highlight believe over here. Highlighting the words help you realize the theme when you can just easily look at it and see. And the fact that these, when you highlight, it kind of reminds me of the bricks. They're all laying on top of each other. Okay. Now for the art part. I do like your yay. We have some precious stones. You want to open them up?
Can I do?
Yeah, you can do the highlight bit first. What I also have here are some Inktense pencils. Watercolor pencils, watercolor markers.
Is it good if I just copy what you do?
Yeah, you can copy what I do. These are cool because when water gets on them, they act like watercolors. And I have this little cup here, but I don't have any water. Does your cup over here have water? Woohoo, it does. Okay.
I think I drank out of that.
That's okay. We're just going to use it later.
Okay.
Okay. The verse talks about Jesus being the cornerstone, being a living stone, a precious stone. So we have this stone up here that looks precious. It feels sharp, so I don't know if it's a piece of glass or what, but it looks really cool.
I'll open the rest.
Okay, William's gonna open up the rest of them.
These were a pair.
Yeah, that's okay. Just open them up. Show them to the light, and then,
This is pretty.
isn't it? Here's what we're gonna do. With our pencils, I want to pick the yellow, the light one. And this is gonna be interesting because it doesn't really, it's hard to draw like this. And my yellow doesn't show up on camera. I can barely see it on the paper, so I'm going to make a darker one. Let's do orange. Nice. We have a blue rock here. Ooh, I don't know what this one is. Some precious stones. Oh, and that one looks like it's, is that a jasper? No, because you can see the marbling in it. All right, put one or more of those rocks on your page. Pick up a pencil.
One.
And try and write with it, but like follow, like push the rock around as you do it.
Okay.
Have you ever just stubbed your toe? It hurts. I do it so often. I walk into the most random things. Like you can try to trace the rock, and if you don't hold it down, it's just gonna keep moving. This reminds me of the stumbling. The people who rejected the stone stumble. The rock trips them up. And it makes these really weird lines all over the place. Next, once we get all of those lines down there, you're going to take the calligraphy brush that you got in the box or any other brush, watercolor brush.
That look good?
That looks great. And with your brush, you can either push the rock around some more, or you can just kind of go over the lines that you already made.
Okay.
And the watercolor is going to smear. All those pencil lines that you made are going to start blending together. And it will make a background.
I can't push this.
Well, push it like when it's on the paper. So here, you want to try this one? This one's a little stiffer. It might work better for that.
That's fine.
Okay. All of this, see, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in God, He's not going to make you stumble. You are here. You are a precious child of God. You are chosen by God. And the people who rejected Him, who didn't know what they were talking about, who didn't believe Jesus at His words, His word becomes what trips them up. They can't get past it. But to believers, it says it becomes our cornerstone. And I picked this one because of its angles. Right there is a pretty flat surface next to a flat surface next to a flat surface. And that makes a 90-degree a good square. So if I was going to build something next to it, I could take it and butt it right up against it. The cornerstone was the most important stone because they had to do less work to get it to line up. Otherwise, they'd have to take a hammer and chisel and make the cornerstone. So what they would do is they would look through all the rocks, all the stones that they were building with, and find one that was already naturally as close to a cube or a square as they could get it. And here in the book of 1 Peter, he's telling us all of these stones, all of those precious gems, the children of God, are going to be put together to make a living house. God's house, we say, is the temple. He lives in heaven. Heaven is his home, his throne room. And in Scripture, Jesus called us the church of Christ, the kingdom of Christ, the kingdom of heaven, a holy temple. You are a precious stone, and God has chosen you to believe. He has called you out of darkness and into his wonderful light. Thank you so much. I hope you have fun looking at this verse, highlighting the words and making your own brick wall out of it. Maybe try that rock exercise and have a little stumbling in the background. But when we stumbled in darkness, God takes all of that away and builds up his perfect holiness instead. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.